Alright, since I just unlocked the troll class recently, I wanted to try it out, so I'm going to give it a try in a relatively easy dungeon that I know pretty well. We are already seeing my first mistake here, which is not thinking to prep Scrooge. My run here as a Gorgon was relatively close, and I was assuming this would be the same. It goes better than I expected, so wish I'd prepped Scrooge, but oh well. This is the first time I've ever played Troll. This is the first attempt at this run. There's no scumming. I didn't do a practice, anything like that. Right off the bat, we get a very nice find in Wanna Fight, because it's something we can use to farm piety with Mystera. I did not choose Flame Magnet this time. The more I play Naga City, the less I feel like it's required. As long as you find the Burn to Raz with like even a quarter of the map remaining, you can still get to the end of level 8 pretty safely. So, and it's not that great for farming piety with Mystera, because most monsters, when you have Avatar's Codex, you can't just throw fireballs out willy-nilly. So because of that, I'm very happy to just prep extra mana boosters instead, especially since Troll doesn't have any real mana stats. There was a crystal ball in that shop, by the way, which is a huge find. I was very happy to see that. So I read over the Troll's abilities briefly, and what stood out to me was the redarken a tile every time you take non-trivial damage. So what that said to me is, if I use it with Avatar's Codex, then every time I throw a fireball at something, I'll get hit back, which will darken a tile, which is basically a 1 mana refund in terms of how much mana I can get out of the map. So Troll is kind of like a wizard in terms of all your fireballs only cost 5, except Troll can then ask Mystera to make them cost 4 instead. That may not be like the most accurate way of putting it, because of course you have to actually explore to go take advantage of that, but it seemed solid enough. This is what I remember for the first time. Oh, I've got Death Protection, so I can actually just explore 6 tiles, then punch my face into a random monster, and use that to redarken a tile. So now whenever I have Death Protection, I'm going to be doing that. Getting a little concerned because I seem to be boxed in. The whole left side seems to be blocked off by level 3 or higher monsters, who I really can't just punch my way through. But hoping to find something good, and now I'm feeling really boxed in. With that, especially with that level 2 Naga up there, seems to be like the closest thing to a way out. So my current plan, I'm thinking, is I might have to kill a couple level 1 monsters to level up, so that I can wait that level 2 away and get moving. But when I tried that, I'm kind of surprised, because I was not expecting to get knockbacked. I completely forgot Troll gives all monsters knockback. So that surprised me a little. And once I investigate, I remember, oh yeah, that is in fact something Troll does. So I'm going to eat a couple bits of popcorn here to try to get toward level 2. Getting knocked into a wall in the process. But once I've done that, I realize, hey, getting knocked into a wall there made me realize I can use this knockback stuff to my advantage. So I won't actually need to end up leveling up. For example, if I stand right here, perfect, then the vampire will knock me through this wall, and now I'm out of the area where I felt boxed in. So between the Death Protection and the tile redarkening and the knockback, I'm feeling very happy with the Troll's abilities. I was hoping to get knocked through that wall, but I don't really want to get knocked by a mana burner. Mana burn is not something I'm interested in. I still want to farm piety with Mystera, and I'm hoping that someday I'll be able to cast fireballs. I did that hoping that Dragon's Ball could knock me up and to the left through that corner, but now, after I summoned him, I realized I can't actually go where I want to be. But I was able to get knocked this way. Still no sign of the Burnderaz, which is starting to concern me. I don't mind finding it pretty late, but if there's literally no darkness left when I find it, then there's only so much I can do. Luckily, as a troll, I can get some darkness in places I've already explored, but it's not enough for me to make it all the way up. I need some actual natural darkness to help. Let me get myself punched through this wall to open up more space to explore. And realizing that that Gorgon has locked me in. Luckily, since she's the only non-dizzy monster that Wannafight can summon, Wannafight is guaranteed to summon her. Could have summoned the vampire as well once I punched him, but either way. Alright, now I've got Endoswall, which is making me feel a little silly in terms of how much work I've been doing to knock down walls so far, but I'm really glad of it because it's going to help a lot in the arena. Especially since Troll's gimmick here gets lots of dark space, so if my Endoswall gives me access to more darkness in the arena, which it has on my previous Naga City Curious runs, then that's going to play into that strategy very well. I'm basically going to not run out of darkness, and running out of darkness to refill my mana between bosses is pretty much the only thing I worry about in the arena as a caster. Still letting myself get knocked around, using Endoswall to open up more places where I can explore darkness in the future. And thank all 9 gods, and also all 3 gods, I guess, we finally found Burnderaz, which means we can get started on the process of actually leveling up. And most of the map is explored. If there were, like, bosses on this level, like if this were Demonic Library, I would be very sad. But since I'm only doing the leveling up phase, not the boss fight phase with this darkness, I'm perfectly okay with that. And now that I'm throwing, like, 3 fireballs per fight, and each of them is unshrouding a darkness, things are looking up. Taking on level 2 as level 4 as a level 2 is pretty easy. I'm hoping I can take on a level 6 as a level 3. The snake over there looks a little bit out of my range, and now I'm checking the shops, and what I'm seeing is an absolute smorgasbord of good caster items. There's Crystal Ball, and we're not seeing Dragon Soul or Soul Orb, but all the other decent caster items are there. And Imawall is a great find as well. This will help with the leveling phase tremendously. Level 6 seems out of my reach, so I'm going to be going after this level 5 instead. I'm okay with using a Death Protection because, come on, I'm a troll. I get back Death Protection even more easily than Warlord does. This class is fun. I'm a little disappointed I wasn't able to take on a level 7, or a level 6 as level 3, so I'm trying to take on a level 8 as a level 4 to redeem myself. And, it's unfortunately not looking super viable unless I can find something a little better. But this level 6 should be easy, and now that I'm level 5, nothing's gonna stop me from taking on level 8s. Gorgons with their low max HP are easy prey. And at this point with Imawall, I'm leveling up on pretty much all of the big kills, so I really just need to look for like anything I can kill and I'll level up off of it. Unfortunately that Serpent was still a little too fat, but we didn't quite level up on that Gorgon, which is actually pretty nice because it was easy to heal from, and now we can get more XP at our level 6 value. The Acid Blob I could take down, and I'd get very good XP value for it, but I'm thinking I'm not going to, because it would give me a bit of corrosion, and while I'm not allergic to taking like a little bit of corrosion, I don't think I need to here to get what I want. I'm hoping to end this floor at the top of level 8, about to hit level 9. I think I can do that very easily even without going after that corrosive blob, and I think even if I kill that corrosive blob, I'm not going to be quite in a position to get to the end of level 9 before going down to the boss arena. So I don't think I get a whole lot out of it. I would like to take down this Serpent, and if I position myself so it's not knocking me into a wall, then I can survive 3 hits from it with Death Protection. I remember there being Mage Plate in one of these shops, so I'm going to pick that up. No, don't convert Endoswall, we need that. Because Mage Plate will get me the 4th Fireball's worth of mana bar that I need. It's a nice 25 experience kill. Always something good to see. Alright, I'm level 8, so now I really just need to get to the top of level 8, so 39 XP, which should be pretty easy considering how much popcorn is still around. Imawall makes it very safe to get there. So now what I'm considering is how much piety can I get? How much gold can I get? What items can I acquire? In terms of piety, there's so right there I bought the 3rd level of extra max mana from Mystera. That only took me from 21 to 22, but I know I'm going to get another point from Mage Plate once I hit 29. So that gets my mana up to 23, which is the threshold at which mana potions start restoring 9 mana instead of 8. It's not the most critical threshold in the world, but it's still nice to have, especially since considering all the arena shops, that's 13 mana potions total available, so it does add up, depending on how many I end up buying and drinking. I really like to not be poisoned when I go down to the arena. Schadenfreude Potion sub-dungeon is nice. This isn't the nicest circumstance for it. The Shrinking Scroll is better when you're getting more small items from shops. So things like Witchalock Pendant, things like Soul Orb. There weren't really any small items we wanted. Here I'm realizing, hey, I've got both Endoswall and Imawall, I can farm gold, and since I took the black market preparation, I can get good value out of those gold piles. Normally gold is quite tight up here in the city before the arena, so that's quite a nice thing to be able to do. And again, I'm going to be able to get to near the end of level 8 very easily. I don't really have anything better to do with my mana. May as well turn this Acid Blob to stone, since I've already decided you're not someone I'm going to want to kill. Getting punched just for the darkness, which I haven't been doing for a little while, partly because I've been throwing a lot of fireballs at monsters, which has been spending my health and giving me darkness in a more natural way. need to get more XP before I level up, and I want to break as many walls as many statues as I can for gold. I am not feeling particularly concerned about piety at this point. It seems like I'm going to be able to hit 100 piety very easily, and there's no way I'm going to be buying the 65 piety +1 max mana boon. So I'm going to be, especially with the secret sub-dungeon, I'm just fairly assured that I can go down to the arena with a full 100 piety ready to strip magic resists, or give me a great Earth Mother, depending on what exactly I end up needing. So really all I'm interested in here is how many statues can I make and break for profit? I have very low attack power, which I'm surprised at here, but I'm realizing, oh, Troll has a starting negative attack bonus, which stacks with Mystera's Flames boon, which also gives you a negative attack bonus in a very attack-draining way. That is actually pretty nice for us. It means that we can do a lot of punches in a row at a monster to try to recreate darkness, like so. I don't need to be this greedy with darkness. It's pretty petty. At most, it's going to get me like a couple more gold pieces. But I also don't need to not be super petty with darkness, so may as well. So I already feel like I've learned a lot about how Troll works in like my time in the city. I started out leveraging basically none of its abilities, and now I know that I learned how to leverage the knockback. I learned how to leverage the death protection to get more darkness. I learned how to probably some other stuff I've forgotten. Yeah, but how to just get lots of darkness without death protection just by attacking weaker monsters who don't die in one hit. So I'm pretty happy with that so far. Now, despite finding tons of great caster items, there's no defensive items in sight. Ideally, I like 2 caster items and 1 defensive item. Plate Mail, Witchlock Pendant, and Fireheart are the big 3 that I'd like to see. Nothing of the sort is present. I'm not even sure there was like a Pendant of Health here. So instead, I'm going to go all in on the mana items, and I'm going to rely on Troll's fast healing and my own and the resistance I get from Endoswall as my defense. It's not much defense, but oh, and of course Mage Plate was the other source of negative attack bonus, which is why I'm so weak. I'm going to drink the can of Whoopaz here, and then just to make room in my inventory for 1 more item. And from then on, I'm going to try not to punch anything at all. And I'm just going to carry that Whoopaz charge until I reach Super Meat Man in the arena. Maybe Frank the Zombie. So that's the plan. It's a little risky, but it's a fun kind of risk to take. Breaking some more walls on my walk down. I'm really happy to see the Cursed Dragon, because that means Cursed Shade is here too, so I can get the Dragon Soul. So I'm going to be completely swimming in caster items. The only thing I'm missing on that front is the Soul Orb, so I am sad about people who can mana burn me. I'm gonna regen fight this Berserker guy a bit. I feel like I'm gonna take down Anubis, and this is my first big mistake. I was no longer thinking in terms of all monsters have knockback and Retaliate applies knockback. So I attacked Anubis with Fireball, Anubis knocked me back, And standing right behind me was Gitanadifix, my druidy nemesis. So Gitanadifix took damage while I was standing next to him, and spawned a bunch of plants and blinked. To make matters worse, one of the mana-burning plants that spawned has landed right on top of the Earth Mother's altar. And considering that there's multiple mana-burning opponents on this wave, that makes me very sad. I really wanted gold to unlock Mystera's altar, so I decided to actually take my level up from fireballing a level 1 monster in order to complete the fight with the Berserker guy. Something nice about all the monsters having knockback is people like Cursed Shade don't blink. I want to take on the Cursed Shade as soon as possible to get access to that Dragon Soul. Going to be knocking down some walls here while I have a chance. It's pretty neutral in this first wave, but it's going to be huge to have them already taken care of in waves 2 and 3. And especially being able to combine that with the Troll's Redarkening ability means that I'll essentially never run out of darkness if all goes according to plan. I do need room for it though, so I'm going to convert my shield, which might seem like a bit of an odd choice considering it's the closest thing I have to a defensive item, but I was addicted to all of my casting power. I think Battle Majoring would have been the better choice. So it goes. Exploring one tile lets me save my death protection. Not that I really need to save my death protection, I'd have gotten it back from this exploration anyhow. So that was not an ideal move. Cursed Dragon no longer applies Curse since I picked up the Shade Soul. Almost everyone left, aside from the Cursed Dragon, I want Earth Mother to help me deal with. Aquitas, the Evil Warlock, has very high attack power. 3 of the others have Mana Burn. The Gitanadifix druidy guy is a huge pain with summoning plants if not dizzy, and Bleedy's attack power is so high I can't survive a single hit without death protection. So I'm going to lose all of my mana, go here, and fail to actually activate the Earth Mother. Turns out that, slight flaw in my plan, I don't have enough gold to pay for the Door-to-Door Divinity Godatron altar, because of the 2 bosses I've actually killed so far, one dropped the Shade Soul instead of an actual gold item, and one was used to pay for Mystera. And of course the first 2 forms of Anubis don't drop any prize. But killing the Cursed Dragon, who's the one boss I can safely take on without Earth Mother's help, gives me what I need to convert to the Earth, to activate the Earth Mother, and now I'm going to have access to her entanglement to deal with all of these annoying things. With help from my damage reduction, I can survive a hit from Bleedy, but I'm going to open with Dizzying and take him out that way. I use my ability to survive a hit in the middle there for the second hit, and then I kill on the third. And now that I've started Gitanadifix, because of the burning stack problem, I can't stop fighting Gitanadifix. I pretty much have to keep just focus firing Gitanadifix until he's dead. Perfect, and now that Canada Fix is gone, I can go back to fighting the other ones. Since I'm out of Earth Mother Piety, I'll ask Binlore for a piety donation, which he generously provides. Fighting all 4 of them simultaneously? This seems like as good a time as any to make use of my Shadow Card Potion. I'm going to kill Tomothy immediately followed by someone else. That way the curse stack will go away immediately. So I get the level up right before the wave resets, which would also full heal me, and when the only remaining boss has almost no health left. That might seem like a bit of a waste, but it's actually pretty nice for us because it means that now we can freely go and break as many walls as we want to open up the arena for the next cycle. And we won't need to worry about that, and we'll get all our mana back walking back to the arena after the reset. Now, unfortunately, I might have gotten a little too far here. It looks like Aquitas can survive the 2 fireballs I have left, which is a little unfortunate. I should have been a lot more careful with my exploration. I was hoping Dragon Soul would give me a free cast, so I would get a 3rd shot. No such luck. But looking at Aquitas carefully, it has 20 health, which is the same as the burning stacks, so if I punch this plant, that'll kill Aquitas. What I don't realize at the time is that punching that plant there uses up the can of Whoopaz that I drank all that time ago. Oh no, not even that. When I drink that, or when I punch that plant, that makes me realize that I already used the can of Whoopaz ages ago punching out the Mana Bird plant that had grown on top of the Earth Mother. That was it. So that's why I can't actually Whoopaz Super Meat Man like I'd like to. We don't have any defensive items, but that faster health regen from being a troll is really shining here. That's one of the golems with high magic resist, so I'm going to need Mystera to help me take care of him. And that Naga, it's Sama, is also high magic resist. I forgot, before finishing the last wave, to have Mystera grow a bunch of plants for me, so there were a lot of bloodstains left unused. Luckily, I can still pretty easily grow them now, because I learned recently that if you use plantation while there are monsters standing on top of bloodstains, the way I'd always thought it worked is that those plants just fail to grow, the bloodstains aren't used, you don't get piety for them. What actually happens is the plants grow in adjacent spaces where there is room, which I never realized before. I learned that from watching one of my previous friends doing these recordings. So, because of that, I'm able to use that at the start of this wave. A lot of the blood pools will be replaced by more blood as we kill monsters in this wave, so I'm not losing a lot of value. It just means that there's some inconvenient plants blocking the way down here. There aren't really any monsters here that I apply status effects like Mana Burn that I'm concerned about. The only one is Jormungandr, which I'm going to deal with not by Earth Mothering to prevent poison, but just by leveling up on the kill. Unfortunately, we didn't get the 2 75% magic resist golems in the same wave, so we can't just have one really big set of weakenings to deal with both of them at once. We're going to have to buy weakenings this wave and next wave in bulk, but that's okay. We can deal with it. Frank the Zombie is the only boss left who doesn't have magic resist. Assuming, of course, Steno's gonna have magic resist. Not a whole lot, but because of that, I'm going to hit Steno and then buy Weakening, so that Steno will actually have magic resist to remove. It's not a huge deal since she didn't have much in the first place, but I think at 20% I couldn't kill her in only 3 fireballs. I think I would have needed the 4th. If I go after Frank the Zombie, then that'll give me more time to build up Piety to buy more Weakenings. I go after Itsama first, which I'm not sure was strictly necessary. I think Frank might have been the better choice there, but we get tons of health back from this exploration. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, only one boss left on this wave. 55% magic resist is a lot. I'd like that to be lower, but I don't have the piety for it, and I don't want to desecrate Tiki-Tuki for another layer because I want to still have resources available next wave. And that resets the wave. Alright, so we're seeing 2 monsters here with low magic resist. I'm going to buy a Weakening immediately. Neither of these monsters warrants the Weakening on its own, but I do know there's a 75% magic resist golem here somewhere because the second one hadn't shown up yet. So it'll be affected by the Weakening, and we're definitely going to want several Weakenings to help with that. I had a bit of a shock when I saw this troll here. I was like, wait, did they add a troll boss when you're playing the troll? I forgot that Evolvia would change to look like me, so that was pretty funny. Trying to fight the Indomitable at the same time as other monsters, using a pattern of attack Indomitable, then attack someone else to pop the Burning Staff. This seems like an unusually sloppy instance of that, though. Just a lot of very inefficient play there. Medusa has mana burn, so I will need to switch to the Earth Mother again, eventually, to deal with her. But until then, I'd like to get as much weakening out of Mystera as possible, so I think I'm going to deal with her last, and the Iron Man second last. And I heal there just because of the Death Gaze 100% stat being rolled, and interestingly, because of the knockback, Evolvia doesn't get to blink around, so we don't even need to worry about her blinking into the darkness that our troll creates. because after she knocks us back, we're not adjacent to her anymore, and because we're not adjacent when she checks if she needs to blink, the blink doesn't trigger. We're nowhere even close to running out of darkness either. This troll ability is just so good. I could have asked Mysteria or Earth Mother to dizzy the Iron Man so I wouldn't use my death protection there, but it honestly doesn't even matter. And now I can punch the snake to pop the burning stack and finish off Medusa. And now there's nobody left at all, except Knish. I wonder if you prep the Vicious token if Knish ends up having 2 hit points instead of 1. So, really wish I thought to prep Scrooge there because that would have been an easy win. I did avoid buying anything in the arena, so if you consider ArenaMiser a real, like, you know, badge or something, which it is extremely not, then that's kind of nice, but I don't know. This was my very first time playing Troll. I gradually learned how to make use of it during it. I think I learned a lot, and I think for a first run it was very successful. And I don't know, I'm really liking this class. It's really cool. So I'm looking forward to doing more stuff with Troll in the future. So, yeah, thank you.